People think that you get investments and it's just whatever. You should always be very diligent on the gains and losses of your investments. Some people like to mingle in the stock market. You need to keep track of how much it costs you so you can know how much you won or lost. If you don't have it calculated correctly, when you come to me, it takes longer for us to do your tax return because we don't have all of the information that is needed to complete your return. So it's a great thing to be invested, stock markets, mutual funds, different aspects, but it's up to you, especially now with this new Bitcoin and all these Doge coins and all these different things. They will be checking for these things. And you are the responsible party to tell your tax guy, this is what I paid for it, this is what I sold it for. And when, right? Hey, Bold family. Welcome back to the Bold Lounge podcast, where we turn life's challenges into your greatest comeback stories. I'm Jose Ramos, stepping into the host chair today for my Uncle Ray, who's taking a well-deserved break. For those new to the family, I'm the designated tax advisor for the Bold family. I'm excited to bring you to this week's episode. Whether you're a long-time listener or just joining us for the first time, set yourself up for a real place. You're in the right place for real talk that's going to shift your perspective and help you level up your life. Get comfortable because we're about to dive deep. Today, we're talking about it's never too early to prep, 10 practical things you can do to be ready for tax season. And number one, let's just dive right into this. Preparation is key. I think one of the biggest failures that we do is we think that things are going to change if we do nothing about it. And with tax preparation, again, it's never too early to dive in. Organizing your paperwork, that's key, right? You get paperwork in the mail, you put it in a folder, you might want to digitize it, make it a lot easier to move later on if you have to get with your tax pro. Using a folder system always works. That's one of the key things that a lot of my clients do. Sometimes they bring the whole folder to me and say, okay, here's my breakdown, which is an amazing way to really get things done. Another key to getting ready for tax season would be to verify your withholdings and estimated taxes. The withholdings is more for U2 workers. Estimated taxes would be more for small businesses. And some people that have W-2s as well, they like to be prepared and they pay a little bit extra so that they don't owe at the end. What does that mean? A lot of that is just tax lingo. Some people get confused and I don't understand that login. The real deal is it's very simple. We are here. You get with your tax pro because we are here to help you understand what's coming forward. What you don't know, I know. And what I don't know, I find out for you. I never tell you I don't know. I'll tell you I'll find out. So that's one of the keys to starting, right? Always ask for help. Understand what it is that you're looking at. If you don't understand what you're looking at, again, very imperative that you speak to a tax pro or someone that you trust that knows about taxes. Another great asset that a lot of people have in the business in U2s, their companies give them an option to add to their 401k, their retirement plan. So for those that don't know, some retirement plans are pre-tax. So what happens is you could put in as much as you want up to a level. Depending on your age, you could put as much as you want to maximize your retirement, and that lowers your taxable income. So hypothetically, if you made $50,000 and you put $20,000 into a 401k pre-tax, you're only going to get taxed on $20,000. So that is really a good way to put away money now to save for later. 401ks, IRA. If you're self-employed, you can do a SEP plan, which is a simple employee pension plan. And then hitting the limits as much as you can. You never want to cut off your nose to spite your face. You want to be able to take care of the responsibilities that you have now, but also you want to plan for the future. A lot of times, some of the important aspects of life are not planned ahead. We should always plan ahead. It's nothing too early to plan for. Track deductions. One of the things that I find that a lot of people do is they come the day of tax time to sit down with me with their taxes, and they have no clue of what they want to deduct. If you're a small business, you could do home office, you could do mileage, business expenses. If you're just a W-2 worker, a regular employee, if you have a lot of medical costs, if you donate to church, which is something that my uncle and I speak about all the time, which is tithing. It's a biblical principle. It helps to lower your taxable income. And those are just some of the things that you could use. There are different ways for small businesses to track their information. There's apps that you could use. There's spreadsheets, and things of that nature. So I stress that heavily, right? Important, always biblically sound, tithe. When you can, not when you can, but always tithe, right? That's biblical. That always helps, right? If you donate clothing to Salvation Army, if you donate furniture, these are some of the benefits you get for donations, and it helps to lower your taxable income. And always keep receipts, right? Never say, yeah, I did that, and just believe me. It's my word. The IRS doesn't go by your word, unfortunately. They want to see proof if you ever get audited. It's never the it's never the tax pro's fault if you get audited. Sometimes it's very random. I'll get a call from some of my clients. Hey, I got this letter. Yep, it's just a random check-in to see what you have. Just respond, never take that letter, throw it in a drawer, and hide it because it doesn't go away. The information is always going to be there. They're always going to be looking. Number 5, let's consider life's changes. What is that? Life's changes. You have a child, a new baby, you get married, you get divorced, you have a new job where your income just skyrocketed triple. These are life changes. These are times where you need to get in touch with the person that you have doing your taxes. If you're doing them yourselves, you should really consider having somebody look it over for you. And not because you're not smart enough to do it, because when you think about doing things, let's just use the car analogy. I'm not going to go to my mechanic and tell him that I'm having chest palpitations. We're going to go to a doctor. You can do your taxes. Sometimes it's a simple tax return. But if you go to a professional, he can show you, she can show you what you might be missing. Update your personal information. Understand how these changes can affect your filing statuses. That, again, life changes, marriage, divorces, no more children. Your children aged out, so now they're all adults, and you've been having them on your tax return for years. Now this year you're not going to have them. That's going to make a big difference on your tax return. Another life change a lot of people don't realize, it's never just one income. I have a W-2, but I took money out of a 401k, and I had some other income, and I had some other income. Now it's not this income. Now it's the total, the top of all your income. That's what gets taxed. And I've had a lot of instances where people, yeah, but just do this one separate and do that one separate. Well, you can't. It's all together. It's one big happy family. All your money comes together as one. It gets taxed as one. At the end of the day, it all went to you. At the end of the day, IRS is going to tax it as a one entity tax. Obviously, there's other ways to get around that, but we'll get to that in a different segment. Just stay tuned. We got a lot for you. And again, plan now so that you don't get caught off guard. Talk to your tax pro. If you don't have a tax pro, hi, my name is Jose Ramos, Serve Prep Go. I got you. Give me a call. Give me an email. We will take care of your needs. Investments, right? People think that you get investments and it's just whatever. You should always be very diligent on the gains and losses of your investment. Some people like to mingle in the stock market. You need to keep track of how much it costs you so you can know how much you won or lost. If you don't have it calculated correctly, when you come to me, it takes longer for us to do your tax return because we don't have all of the information that is needed to complete your return. So it's a great thing to be invested. Stock markets, mutual funds different aspects, but it's up to you, especially now with this new Bitcoin and all these Doge coins and all these different things. They will be checking for these things, and you are the responsible party to tell your tax guy, this is what I paid for it, this is what I sold it for, and when, right? It's important because the long-term or short-term goals, long-term capital gains and short-term capital gains get taxed at a very different rate. So it's very important that you know these things. And if you don't, think about talking to your tax pro again, right? At the end of the day, it's never too early to talk to them, right? And just always be on time with that. That's important. Eligibility for credits. Again, when I said in the beginning, life changes, this also affects your credits, right? Some people have homes. They might be able to take certain credits, education credits, whether it's child tax credits, whether it's just a regular credit for eligible children. All of these things are credits that you get, but if you don't know when they're supposed to cut off or when you're supposed to get them, talk to your tax guy. Your tax guy will be more than willing, I'm sure, to have a consultation with you. Obviously, it might cost, but I'm sure it'll be worth your while. You never want to think that the few dollars that you spend to find out information is not worth it. There's earned income credit. Sometimes people forget that their income shot up past the $43,000 for the earned income credit. Then they say, oh, I'm supposed to get earned income credit. Well, that's why you talk to your tax guy so he can show you, hey, your income just shot past this threshold. You won't get earned income credit, but you could get this credit, or you could get that credit, or we could do this, or we could do that. It's always important to plan. It's always important to be knowledgeable. I learned a few things throughout my years, and knowledge was the best answer to everything. If I have knowledge, I have information. Information brings me more knowledge. Even the Bible is really clear on that aspect, right? The reason why we perish, a lot of people perish, is because they don't have knowledge, right? For lack of knowledge, right? And it's important that we seek knowledge, biblical as well as financial, and as well as any other aspects that you might be able to comprehend and get, right? Never think it's too late or too early to get information. Number 8, so beneficiaries, right? We have children, we have spouses. Some of us have spouses. With your retirement accounts, it's always good to be prepared for any event, right? So it's good to update your beneficiaries if you have an estate, or if you don't have an estate and you're thinking about planning an estate. Again, talk to your tax pro. There are some that know exactly what to do. There are some that can lead you to a person that knows what to do. Again, together, teamwork makes the dream work, right? At the end of the day, a whole family of people is better than a solo person by himself. You should never be by yourself in any situation. And I guess that's where I got my biblical principles from, because God has never left me alone. I believe that he's always with me. He never leaves me nor forsakes me. And he always intercedes when I need the most information. Number 9, prepare for the IRS changes and state changes. Every state has different rules. IRS is the same whether you're in Texas, Florida, New York, California. IRS is the same. They change laws every year. There's something new. We got this one big, beautiful bill that some people may not even call it that, but at the end of the day, there's some really good information in there. I have taken a lot of classes to learn more about it so that I can better serve my clients. It's important for me to make sure that my clients are taken care of with the best knowledge that I could possibly give them. Again, I learned the laws so that you don't have to, but it's good to know. So it's good to talk to your tax pro and reach out and say, hey, how will this affect me? A 15-minute question won't charge you anything. An hour session, they might charge you something, but it's a lot more worth it now than to pay later. And tax laws change all the time. Like I said, it's about adjusting your strategy now so that you don't get blindsided. Some people care less about it, but the reality of it is we need to focus on adjusting our strategy always. Never be afraid to pay for tax strategies, because it'll keep you current. Tax strategies are designed to let the tax pro let you know what you need to do and how we can save you more money in the future. It may not happen right now. Some people buy a house in October and think they're going to get a big credit in January when they come do their taxes. They haven't paid any interest into that home in October. From October to December, they've only paid 2 months, 3 months of interest, so you're not going to see the benefit. Doesn't mean that you don't buy a home. It means that when you've completed a year, your interest rate was going to be really good, you will be able to deduct it. And now again with the state now lets you take a lot more state taxes as a deduction. So that's going to help a lot of taxpayers. One of the things that I take to heart is the opportunity. The name of my company is Serve Prep Go. I serve God and I serve my clients. I serve them with everything that's within me. I make sure to give you the best advice that I see is doable for you. I prep you ahead. I prep your taxes, and I'll prep later because I'll know what needs to be done for you for the coming year. Why? Because I'm dedicated to you. I'm dedicated to my clients. I want them to understand what's coming ahead. A lot of times I would tell my wife, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do. And she says, why? This person owes again. She says, did you not prep them the year before? And I go, yes. She says, well, then it's on them because they know that you give them the best advice that you could give them so that they can be prepared, right? That's, again, a lot of information, but choosing the right person to do your taxes, to give you tax strategies, to prepare you for what's ahead is imperative. You must really, where you're comfortable talking, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't keep jumping from one person to another person to another person to another person. And the reason why is because your information is going with all these people. Find your guy, find your lady, find the person that you think is going to give you the best bang for your buck, as well as the best care. So again, I serve God, I serve my clients, I prep, and then I go beyond, I go above and beyond. So what? So that I can help my client at the end and so that I can learn more. I go to seminars, I read up on the tax laws, I do tests. I'm always trying to better myself so that I can better others. Again, I truly believe with all my heart that it's about a team. It's about building a team that's going to help you grow. It's about building a team that's going to help you advance. And, the Bible says, as iron sharpens iron, we together can create what we need to create later on in life. Again, legacy is important, right? If we leave them with a bill, if we leave our kids with a bill, it's not going to be pretty cool, right? I got a big tax bill. I left it for my son so he could pay for it. No, that's not good. Leave a legacy. What are you teaching your kids? Let's teach them to be prepared. Let's show them, not just tell them, right? I grew up in an era where it was like, hey, just do what I say. Don't do what I do. But I try to teach my kids by do as I do. We'll do this together. I'll show you what needs to be done, and I'll do it. And in the process of me doing it, you'll see it being done, and then you could follow. You could teach your kids, and your kids could teach their kids, and so on and so forth. And also, don't be afraid to ask about bookkeeping, right? So we have a lot of proprietors out there. We have a lot of people that have small businesses that are jumping into the mix of small businesses because they're trying to find a tax advantage. Don't be afraid to get a bookkeeper that can help you do the books for you to keep you up to date so that at the end, when you come to your tax guy, he can really show you what needs to be done. Those are the 10 tips. Now, we also want to teach you how to prepare, right? And one of the key things is sometimes I don't meet with a person in person. I meet with them over online, and in my business, I have a portal where I ask for secure documents so it becomes secure. So save your documents securely. There's a lot of stuff going on out there in the internet world where you will get scammed and you want to protect your stuff. You never want it to be out there. You want to automate your retirement contributions. You don't want it to be where you forget to put it in. So you want it to be automated. You want it to come out automatically. If you don't see it, it doesn't affect you. And then when the end time comes, you'll see how much you've saved. You'll be like, wow, that's amazing. Savings, quarterly tax payments. These are just some of the things that we help our clients with as we prepare for tax season. And if you have fewer steps, you have less stress. If you're prepared, when you sit down with your tax guy, you're less stressed because you know that your tax guy is going to take care of what you need to take care of. And final, by implementing these steps throughout the year, it's not just the week before, it's leading up to the deadline. You'll reduce stress, maximize your refund, and minimize errors or delays during tax season. I think that with all that I said today, we are here for you. The Bold Lounge is created not only to talk to you, we receive messages from you, and you have questions. Feel free to throw those questions out there. We will do our best to answer them. And again, one of the things that I say all the time is if I don't know, I will find out for you. I know that I've done a lot of research and I've done a lot of work to better serve my clients. So going forward, feel free to talk to us, comment, submit. What's the word I'm looking for? When you go online, you click that main button and it subscribe. Hey, I got it. Subscribe to the Bold Lounge. It will keep you updated. It will keep you moving. It will keep you involved in what we do. We're here to serve you and to bring you a better light at the end of the tunnel. Again, my name is Jose Ramos. It's been a pleasure to meet you and be with you today and fill in for my Uncle Ray. And I hope this was very informative for you, and I hope to bring you more in the future. Take care and God bless.